Welcome to this new video on Gran Turismo 7, in which I present a ranking of the best engine swaps that can turn your car into a sleeper. For those who have never heard of a sleeper, these are cars that don't look very fast from the outside. They look completely normal, but in reality, they're extremely powerful. In other words, the opposite of the 2008 really. It looks muscular and sporty, but it's very slow. The exact opposite of a sleeper. So today in this video, I'm going to show you about 10 engine swaps that can turn a completely normal car into a track monster. If you know of any others, feel free to leave them in the comments. That might allow me to make a second video like this, and it will also help future viewers who check the comments section to discover even more engine swaps. The first swap I wanted to talk to you about is the B18C engine. It's the engine that comes from the Honda Integra Type R. It's an engine you can upgrade to over 420 horsepower, and you can install it in Gran Turismo 7 on a wide variety of cars. And among the cars that are compatible with this swap, there are 3 I wanted to show you today in the video. 3 cars that, from the outside, don't give away anything about their performance, but are actually really fast with this engine. The first one is the 1984 Honda Civic Si that you see here. It's a car that aesthetically doesn't look sporty at all. It's a completely normal Honda Civic, and with its 420 horsepower, it becomes an excellent, truly high-performance car. First of all, because it's very light, 800 kg, 400 horsepower, 800 kilonewtons. That already gives you a little idea of the car's performance. And on top of that, it's not just a good straight-line swap. The car is indeed very fast in acceleration with this engine, but it's also a car that brakes very well and is also very good in corners. It's not the best in the game, but it's still playable, which makes this swap overall a pretty good swap because, well, it's a good car in corners, a good car in a straight line, but also a pretty fun car for the sleeper aspect, with a real contrast between the car's looks and its performance. You see, it brakes very well, it's quite stable under braking, and in corners, it really takes corners with ease. You can also install this engine on the Fiat 500 Lounge. That's possible since the latest update, as of the time I'm making this video, update 1.68. You should know that in this update, about 10 swaps were added. And also, since this update, it's possible to swap the engine on the Abarth 595, which is the sport version of the Fiat 500 Contest City. So first of all, on the Abarth 595, the engine you can swap isn't the same. I think it's more powerful. But above all, the Abarth, on the outside, really has a stylish, sporty look, which the Fiat 500 Lounge we have here just doesn't have. Honestly, it just looks like a completely normal Fiat 500. Except now it has 424 horsepower with the B18C for 860 kg. So on this car, clearly the sleeper aspect is maybe even more present than on the Civic. But overall, in terms of driving, it's a car that's a bit less capable and not as good a performer as the Civic. It's a car that brakes a bit less well. It's a car that tends to be a bit less stable under braking. And overall, it doesn't handle as well. It's also a little bit heavier, 60 kg or more, with a total of 860 kg, and on top of that, in terms of performance, it's a bit weaker, around 660, whereas the Civic was more around 680. If you want something even more of a sleeper and even more extreme, there's another option. There's also the Fiat Panda, which is similar. I think the swap for this car came with update 1.68, and now, for real, we're really getting into the heart of the matter, because this car really looks like a totally normal car. Even worse. I would say that right away. As soon as you see this car, you expect it to be something super slow. And indeed, originally, it's really a weak car. It's a car with 30 horsepower, it doesn't go anywhere at all. However, since the 1.68 update, you can swap it with the B18C, and so you get a car with 424 horsepower for 600 and some kilos. So the thing is, it's actually really fun to play with that, because honestly, you really don't expect to get that kind of performance from a Fiat Panda. However, it's not a very good car for cornering. It's a car that still has very soft suspension, even when fully upgraded. It's a car that's hard to handle in corners and has poor aerodynamics. It even wobbles at 270 km/h, which isn't reassuring. And on top of that, it has very small wheels, which makes it really hard to put the power down. So it's really a very good sleeper car to troll people, but in terms of performance, it's below the Fiat, and way below the Honda Civic with the same swap. Well then, we've got this. We have the van called the Samba bus in Gran Turismo 7 from Volkswagen. It's a vehicle that, to begin with, is really particularly slow, because it's not very powerful, but on top of that, it's very tall. So really, its aerodynamics are hard to manage. Well, it's the same. Since I don't remember which update on Gran Turismo 7 you can swap it. You can swap it with an engine from Porsche, which comes from the Porsche 911 Carrera RS from 1992. And that engine, you can push it up to 460 horsepower in this Samba bus. The Samba bus, when fully upgraded, weighs around 900 kg, so that gives it a really good power-to-weight ratio. But it's still a vehicle that's particularly weird to drive, let's be honest. It's not that it handles poorly, it's just weird. It overreacts a little all the time. It's very hard to control. And the fact that the engine is all the way in the back means that when you accelerate hard, and that's the case with a big engine like this, the vehicle really shoots forward, but also backward at the same time. And when that happens, the front wheels lift off the ground a bit, and as a result, the vehicle loses grip, and it's really not reassuring to drive. On the other hand, it goes really fast, 250 km/h. And aside from the fact that the vehicle lifts up in corners and you really have to be very, very gentle with the acceleration to prevent that from happening, other than that, it's honestly not such a bad vehicle. Once you understand how to handle it, it's actually quite playable and pretty fast. However, there's something that's a bit annoying. As you can see, the camera in Gran Turismo 7 is absolutely not suited for a vehicle like this. The roof is at the same height where the road should appear in front of the vehicle, so you have to use this view to see what's happening. Now, I'll introduce one of my favorite cars in this sleeper category. So, maybe this one is a little less of a sleeper than the others because actually this one already has a slightly sporty look on the outside since it's the Swift Sport and not just the basic Swift. But still, it's a Swift. For most people, it's a Swift. At first, you couldn't swap the engine in this car, but then there was an update, and now you can swap it with the engine from the Suzuki Vision Gran Turismo, which gives you an 800 horsepower engine in a car that weighs 900 kilos. Honestly, it's an excellent car. Actually, that's what's really great about this kind of car. It's important. Like the Civic, it's an excellent straight-line car with great power to weight and acceleration. But it's also a very good car in corners, with a very good chassis, especially on this kind of corner, let's say, at low to medium speed. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it outperformed many supercars or even quite a few genuine competition cars. It handles really well, and on top of that, it has this sleeper side, even if it might not be the biggest sleeper in this video. It still works. So, I'll show you a little straight-line acceleration with the Suzuki to unleash those 800 horsepower. It burns out a little. That's normal, it's front-wheel drive, and with big power, front-wheel drives aren't easy to handle. But it still puts the power down pretty well, and you can almost reach 300 on this track, which has a short straight. So, I find this one incredible too. This swap is truly legendary in Gran Turismo 7s. It's the swap available on the Citroën BX19 TRS. So, I don't want to say anything wrong, but I think the basic TRS trim is supposed to be a bit of a high-end semi-sporty version. Well, honestly, when you look at the exterior design, you just think it's a BX. There's nothing particularly crazy or sporty about it. On the other hand, what's crazy is that you can do a completely wild swap on this car because you can put the engine from the Audi Quattro Dragster in it. So, the downside, I'll tell you right away. There's a downside to this swap. It's very expensive. It's a swap that costs 1 million credits, so it's not cheap. On the other hand, it allows you to reach 800 horsepower. It gives you 800 horsepower for 850 kilos, and the BX is an incredible car to drive. For real, the handling of this car is extraordinary. What's tough is its front-wheel drive, so handling 800 horsepower during acceleration isn't easy. On the other hand, the cornering grip is absolutely insane. This car holds the road better. It holds better in corners than many truly ultra-sporty cars. And on top of that, once it's going in a straight line with 800 horsepower, it's still a very fast car. So, I'm going to show you that. I don't recall our exact top speed with this car, but it was probably just over 300. I can't recall if it's a 5 or 6-speed gearbox. Maybe a 6-speed gearbox. No, a 5-speed gearbox. A 5-speed gearbox that will probably be limited to around 290 or 300 km/h. We're going to go faster than that. Wait. No, but it's actually much better than I remember. Oh yeah, no, but it's a rocket. It's totally a sleeper. Can you imagine 350 in a damn BX? So, it's the same. The car I'm going to show you now, I think it's really super cool. I think the base car is beautiful. It's Atenza from Mazda. It's a sedan that really doesn't have any sporty side at all to begin with. It's really super classic. Except that you can install the engine from the Alfa Giulia Quadrifoglio Verde, which is a V6 engine that actually comes from Ferrari. In the end, it's a 2.9-liter V6. You can push it to almost 900 horsepower on this car. And in the end, it's actually a lot more powerful than many German sedans. It's a front-wheel drive, so putting that much power through 2 driven wheels isn't easy. On the other hand, it has a great chassis, is comfortable in corners, brakes well, and I think it looks beautiful, which matters too, whether you notice or not. And finally, the queen of sleepers, really. This one is a monster, the Volvo 240. This is really the original brick. It's all square. It's really the opposite of a sports car, and yet, in Gran Turismo 7, they decided you could put a Chevrolet Corvette V8 in it, if I'm not mistaken. It's one of the most powerful swaps in the game too, because that engine puts out 1,250 horsepower. So then, it's a car that, with that swap, is only good for straight-line driving. And even then, straight-line driving, you see, it's not that easy for me. It's a really very difficult car to drive. On the other hand, it's a car that's very strange when it comes to braking, especially when it's going at 400 km/h. These really aren't speeds it was designed for. And it's a car that's hard to control in corners, because it's a car that will always go into a drift. So now, normally, with this list of swaps on Gran Turismo 7, you can make some nice little sleepers to simply change cars, or maybe do a bit of trolling in multiplayer. So now, you're set to have fun for a while. If you have others, once again, feel free to leave them in the comments. Also, are we going to hit 400? Come on, let's hit 400. Yes, that's good. Feel free to leave comments, subscribe for future videos, and follow me on Twitch for upcoming live streams. The link will be in a pinned comment. You can also support me by using your Twitch Prime on my Twitch channel, and I'll also put my instant gaming link next to it, which lets you buy your games for less. It gives a little boost to my channel. I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Bye.